One of the other really interesting bloom features that you have in Interstream is what's called a timed bloom. Now this kind of automates how the blooming kind of gets triggered, which can be really great for a number of situations, especially if you want to make this as a part of an installation, or you want to make sure that the computer is blooming at a certain interval while you work in other apps. So it can kind of give a type of rhythm to the bloom. So with time bloom, there's a button for it, but there's also right next to it a number box, and that number box is in milliseconds. So the quickest bloom that we have is 250 milliseconds, which is 2.5 seconds. Okay. Oh, sorry, sorry, 1/4 of a second. And so because of that, when you click timed bloom, you'll notice that it will bloom for 1/4 of a second and not bloom for 1/4 of a second. If you click and drag this number up, you can increase the amount of time, or you can click, type a number, let's say 2000 milliseconds, hit enter, then it's going to be non-bloom for 2 seconds and then bloom for 2 seconds, and it'll hold that for that period of time. And it'll be a regular interval each time. So you can set it anytime you want. But this is also really useful in relationship to fluid mosh, because I showed you before that you can bloom inside of your fluid mosh. So you can have fluid mosh going and be interested in working with that, and then have the blooming kind of come in at random intervals. And you can get a bit of a kind of an improvisational randomized field with that. That randomizing also allows you to work with other apps so that you don't have to always worry about it. So when you start doing some of these combinations, you may run into moments that'll never come again, but that are really specific to that improvisational